All right, we're back. It's been a long time. I've been working on my longer video recently, so I haven't really uploaded anything. I've done like a few live streams, but they got 0 views. I kind of thought like, at least like one dude would get on and then we would just like, chat or something. I don't know if it's like the algorithm or my stuff just sucks. I don't know. Let's just make like a stairway to heaven. This is going to be like the beginning. Everything has a beginning and an end. And this is the beginning right here. Something like this, right? You want like a grand entrance. It's a stairway to heaven, right? Like you want it to be nice. I'll probably just make it like 3 wide. This is not really going to be like a great structure. Well, like a stairway to heaven is already kind of impractical or like mythical, isn't it? The entire idea of like a stairway to heaven isn't exactly going to be normal. You kind of got to be a crazy person to make a stairway to heaven. I mean, obviously this is like inspired by the song, but there are like instances where like dudes have made something like a stairway to heaven, like the Tower of Babel, which is like a thing from like the Bible. I want to cover that because it looks... There's a thing from the Bible called the Tower of Babel, and it's basically like a stairway to heaven. What they did was they wanted to make like a giant ass tower that went up, and they thought that if they went high enough in the stairway that they could meet God, and they want to like get rid of him and replace him. Because dudes were kind of going crazy back then. And they thought like if they could take out God, then they could become the next gods. And it didn't work because it was like the Bronze Age. And they just ran out of food and like died. Which kind of sucks. But, now we start going up. I kind of want to like, I want it to go through the mountain right here. And then we could probably make something on top of here, right? Maybe like, I'll probably use stone and like I'll expand this up top. Maybe we'll put like a tower up here. Maybe like a giant watchtower. And it'll be kind of cool. Like you'll have like this staircase that kind of puts you up through here. And then we'll have like a giant like artificial fake mountain here. And then this is where we'll put like a tower. It'll be pretty cool. I'm thinking I'll kind of just like stay in this general area for building. Maybe like a treehouse in the woods, like a bridge connecting it. There's a pumpkin patch over there. We can probably make like a farmer's house, like a barn. Dude, I want to make the barn from back in the barnyard, dude. I want to make like a cow, make like a cow. Otis. I want to build Otis. All right, back to the main thing. The Tower of Babel. I'll just knock this out now because I'm going to be like disturbing my building. The Tower of Babel was like this thing that people built because they wanted to replace the gods, and the gods got pissed off, so they sent like a fireball and they blew it up. And when they blew it up, everyone lost the ability to speak the same language, and they all started babbling, right? Tower of Babel, babbling. And they were like, blah, 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 blah. And they're like, what are you saying? Blah, blah, blah. And they're like, oh my God. And then that's where languages came from, according to that story, which is stupid, obviously. But it's like, it's the Bronze Age. People were putting olive oil on wounds and blowing smoke in your face to cure asthma. Like they didn't really know what was going on. Well, they weren't stupid, but like they were not, they were not really knowers. They kind of were just guessing. And then, they did their best, but they didn't really know what they were doing. I'm not saying I would have done better. I'm just saying like, that's just the way it was. All right, this is going to be kind of nice. I kind of like this. Something like this. Okay. And that's where that story came from. In case you were not aware, I've been working on a video about movies, which I don't really want to say the idea behind it because I feel like there's so many channels. Let there be light. There's like so many channels that pop out a video before me with the same idea. You never know. There's a few channels I've seen that like have knockoffs and like isn't like LARPing a big thing? Like everyone has LARPing channels now. The LARPing stuff is kind of like I don't think it's like inherently bad, but when it gets kind of like creepy or scummy, then it's like, what are you doing? But they say imitation is the best form of flattery. So for me, it's not really a problem. But then again, I mean, like, who the fuck is copying me? Like, I don't really have much going on here. So I guess, like, I'm not in a position to be talking about it. But regardless, that is my 2 cents. This looks kind of nice, right? This video is probably not going to be that long. Just because I'm kind of sick and tired of I've been editing my video essay about movies. It's going to be like 40 minutes. I'm going to try and maybe maybe make it like high 30s, just because I know people don't want to watch like a long ass movie. And I was never going to make it like really long. I was never going to make it like an hour. I mean, God forbid I was going to make it an hour long, dude. I can't, like I'm not, I said this in the previous videos. I never wanted to make the video Reddit. Like I was never going to make the video like an hour long. Dude, there were like some of these videos are like 2 hours long. And I mean, like I understand if you have like a lot to say about a certain topic. I'm not really dissing the idea of having a 2 hour long video. I get the impression that a lot of videos tend to be 2 hours and they don't need to be. And it's just kind of like, what are you doing? I guess I'll make like a bit of the mountain here. Because you don't know, there's going to be like a tower right here. There's probably like a mod I could get to make this easier, right? Like you can get like a mod to auto place blocks. But I want this to be like a, like a reasonable pace. It's about the journey, not the destination. Like that's what they say. So this is just, it's just a guy building stuff, It's just my vibe. This is the vibe, Taking it easy. Everything's so fast nowadays. You kind of just want like a dude building and talking, right? And this is just like a, what did they say? Flow of ideas? No. Flow of consciousness? What's the term? Flow of consciousness? Stream of consciousness? I don't know. There's gonna be like a lot more stone right here just because, oh, wait a minute. The gears are turning. Bear with me. It's gonna go right here. It's gonna go right here. And it's gonna have wooden support. We're gonna put in like fence posts like here on this side and this side. And it's gonna be like a house on stilts, like right here. What can we do? Let's do like kind of like a magical like floating staircase that goes to like a dinky tower up here. This is exactly where it's gonna go. Yeah, and then this will be like the entrance right here. Okay. This entrance kind of stinks. Maybe it's like too fancy. Maybe just like make it normal like that. That's kind of better, I think. Maybe it should have been slabs. I'm not changing that. This is kind of it, dude. This is like the entire video I wanted to make. Maybe like a tower, like make it almost like reaching over the edge, like over top here. Okay, so like a tower right here, and it hangs over, and it has like a chandelier, and the chandelier comes all the way down here. That looked kind of nice. And honestly, like when it comes to building, you kind of just build whatever pops into your head at that moment. Like I kind of remember this song, Stairway to Heaven. I was like, oh, make a stairway to heaven. Here it is. So Stairway to Heaven. And then, one thing leads to another, right? Like I started making this staircase. Now I have the idea for a tower right here. You see, like one idea led to another. And that's like the creative process. You run with whatever you can get in your brain. And then your brain just like fills in the gaps, usually. It's like the hardest thing though, is just like finding what to start with. You start with one thing and one thing leads to another. Kind of like this pathway, right? Like you kind of just don't really know where to start. You manage to find the beginning and you just keep like walking. And you're like, well, it's empty right now, but like, you get what I mean? And that's about it. I'm making like 1, 2 videos, 3 videos more. But I'm still editing that really long video. That video, the editing is taking me a long time because I'm trying to find the music. Like I'm putting music into it. I haven't made any video with music up until now. I'm really trying to make the editing good. I've already done the audio and the script. I already recorded all the audio. And I thought the editing would be easier. And it is in some respects, but there's definitely a lot that I still got to work on. Also, just to bear in mind, for anyone wondering, I have never made videos before. Like this is like, I started a few months ago. This is all like new to me. And I gotta be honest, I mean, it's, it's kind of demoralizing because I'm making stuff and I'm getting literally 0 views. I literally got 0 subscribers and 0 views. And, I said this previously, I do this because I enjoy the process, and I do. But part of the process is also having like at least a few people enjoy it. I don't know, like you kind of want somebody to watch. You kind of want to feel seen. I feel like that's a pretty understandable human feeling. So yeah, that's about it. And I'll see you later.